Hi guys, my name is Tegan and I am the author of The Dragon Rider and The Dragon Rider Kingdoms Fall. So this is my little Q&A that I wanted to do for you guys, and I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that did either comment on the actual notice that I did put up, or for those that did actually go to my wall and private message me. There were a couple of people that did, and I think there was 2 people that wanted to stay anonymous, which is totally fine because they were a little bit of personal questions. So I will be reading them out, but I just won't kind of say the person's name. But I'll give you guys a little bit of a backstory on me. So as you know, my name is Tegan. I'm 23 years old and I have been writing since I was about, I'd say around about 14, 15 years old. I started writing because I was heavily bullied. All the way through my schooling I was heavily bullied, and I am still being bullied now at the age of 23. So writing for me was a little bit of an escape. It was something that I fell in love with, and I was terrible at writing to begin with, and even now my writing's still pretty terrible. So the fact that you guys are voting on my chapters and commenting all the time, it really, really means a lot. So thank you guys so much for that. But yeah, so this little Q&A was a way for me to kind of interact with you guys more, because I am so grateful to you, and a little bit for you guys to kind of get a bit of a backstory on either how I came up with the characters or you know, just every little bit of detail. So thank you guys once again. So we'll get right into it because I have a feeling this is going to be quite long, and I do apologise in advance if I do kind of babble on a little bit. If you guys don't like that, sorry. Alright, so the first question is, how am I going to pronounce this? I do apologise to those that I say their usernames wrong. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. So the first one is from Oncelia Kitten. I do apologise if I said that wrong. Oncelia Kitten sends, don't know if you already got this question, but was Marcus doomed from the beginning? I mean, was he always going to be a traitor, or was that something you thought of later? That is actually 100% correct. That was definitely something that I did think of later. It wasn't something from the beginning of the book where I thought, alright, at this point he's going to turn evil, at this point he's going to try and kill Abigail, at this time he's going to die. That wasn't the case at all. It was definitely something that I did think of later. I think it was when when Abigail got to the castle and she met Princess Anna. When Princess Anna started to come into the picture, I thought, ooh, this could be quite interesting, and I thought if I had this little plot twist you guys would enjoy it, which from your comments you guys did, and some of you hated me for it because I got a lot of personal messages on my wall from you guys really angry and asking me why I killed off Marcus. It was something that had to happen. Someone had to die in book 2. And it wasn't going to be Abigail, so I do apologise to those that did fall in love with Marcus, but he had to go. It was plain and simple, he had to go. So thank you, Oncelia Kitten, for your comment. I do appreciate it. The next person is Ruby_Red. Now Ruby did comment. Yes, so you have 2 questions, but firstly I just want to say, Ruby_Red, I love your display picture. It's a K-pop girl group from Sonyeoshide, which is SNSD or Girls' Generation. I think it's Seolhyun from what I can see here. It's a good choice of display pictures. I do like your display picture. Alright, so Ruby_Red writes, I have a few questions. 1. What inspired you, can't even speak. What inspired you to create Abigail's world and each character? 2. I have a hunch there will be competition to win Abigail's heart. No need for a spoiler, just a yes or a no will do. P.S. I enjoy reading your book. Well, thank you. I am so over the moon that you are enjoying my book, only because I feel like my book isn't that good. So thank you guys so much, and thank you, Ruby Red. So I'll answer... Oh, that second question. I'll answer the first one first. So you said, what inspired you to create Abigail's world and each character? Oh, that's a bit of a tricky question. I think for me personally, Abigail's world was inspired, and I know a lot of you guys, or some of you guys, have commented on the prologue about this. The movie Eragon pretty much inspired me. All the locations, all the characters were from my own thought. It's not copied from the book. And I did have a lot of people that were commenting on the prologue saying, oh, this is Eragon. Oh, you've copied Eragon. That's not the case. This book is nothing like Eragon, and you will realise that as you obviously start going a little bit further into the book. But yeah, I was watching Eragon one day, and I don't know, something just kind of came to mind about wanting to make this book. Because I noticed in a lot of movies, especially at that time when that movie came out in 2006, even though I was watching it in 2013, so there was a lot of movies around at that time, so at 2013, where it was male leads, guys were doing this, the males were the lead characters. There wasn't really a lot of female leads at the time, and there was a lot of books that I was reading as well where it was the male leads. The females were kind of always side characters, and I really wanted to kind of make a book where I could inspire people to do what they wanted to do, be different than the norm. You know, everybody's different, everybody likes different things, does different things, so I really wanted to kind of make a book that did inspire people to do what they wanted to do. But Abigail's world was completely kind of made up. I did do some name searching on Google. I went to some name generator and it came up with Nobleman Country. Village of Knight's Edge was my own thought. I don't know how it came to mind, but it was just something that instantly kind of fit. But yeah, that was pretty much how I got inspired to kind of create Abigail's world. It was really weird, and even kind of trying to explain it, it doesn't really make sense, so I do apologise. But yeah, for me, it just kind of all fit into place really quickly. So again, I apologise if none of this makes sense. It's really hard to kind of explain it. So your second question. I have a hunch there will be competition to win Abigail's heart. No need for spoilers, just a yes or a no will do. Plain and simple. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of competition between two people. One of you guys, well, one of the guys you'll know, obviously. And somebody, I'm not going to give it too much away, but yes, there is going to be competition. And it's actually coming up. It's slowly starting to come up into the book. So I obviously know what's going to happen and where it's going to go. It could go two ways. It could go the way you guys are predicting it, or it could go completely different to how or who you thought it was going to be with. So, and I'm undecided. Yes, I've written the two endings, but I haven't picked it. It just depends on how I go leading up to it. So yeah, and thank you very much, Ruby Red, for your comment. And again, I love your display picture. So the next one is from Thunder Echo. Will Abigail ever see Aurora again? So in chapter 12, I think it was, Abigail did see Aurora. Obviously it was in like a dream state. But she does start to come to see Aurora, sorry. Abigail does see Aurora quite soon, hopefully, for you guys. But yeah, so to answer that question, it's a simple question. I don't know why I'm trying to drag it out. But yes, so she will be seeing Aurora again soon. Fear not, Aurora will still be in the book. She's not going to die off. I'll give that little spoiler away. She's not going to die. So thank you, Thunder echo. I do appreciate your comment. Next one is from Athena_kid. How did you get the inspiration for this story? I think I kind of mentioned it in a previous question, but it was Eragon. So my mum and I, we were watching Eragon one day, and I came up with this idea of having this world. And again, a lot of people are saying it sounds like Eragon in the prologue. The only thing that is similar to Eragon is the marks, but then again, in Eragon, all the marks are on the palm, and it's exactly the same. In the Dragon Rider, they're different and they're in different places. So again, I do hope that you guys can understand, or if you do see those type of comments, just ask them politely, just to read the book and not to kind of go, oh, it's Eragon, you're copying Eragon. I'm not copying Eragon. There's no way. Eragon's my all-time favourite movie and book. I would not copy such a book. So, yeah, that's how I got my inspiration, from Eragon. So, thank you. Next one is from Percy_Jackson. Who's your favourite character besides Abigail? Ooh. Besides Abigail. In book 1, it was definitely Talios. Talios is the short, really kind of chubby guy with the beard. He was my favourite. I don't know why. He kind of stuck out as this real brute kind of character, and I really, really regret not putting him in certain situations a little bit more, but I am definitely, obviously in book 2, having him come in a little bit. But in book 2, I would personally have to say at the moment, only because I know the backstory of this character and where it's going to go, it definitely is Luca. So Luca is the new character that has arrived. So you guys will meet him in chapter 11 and 12, and he's pretty much through the rest of the book. So he will be coming one of the main characters in book 2, alongside with Abigail and William. So Luca, as I said, because I know his backstory, he has a very dark past, which you guys will find out soon, and the way he's handled it, it's very kind of, it's going to sound weird, but it's very kind of inspirational, the way that I've written this character from having such a bad, dark past to where he is now, and then obviously what he does in the future. So he's definitely one of my favourite characters. He's really kind of, he's cocky, he's mischievous, he's playful. He is very serious though in certain situations, which you guys will find out. But yeah, he's definitely one of my favourite characters at the moment in book 2. So the first book, it was Talios. The second book, it's Luca. So Luca is definitely my favourite at the moment. So thank you for that question, Percy_Jackson. I appreciate it. So the next one is from Jaden Eve 12. Hello, my question is, why did Marcus join the Dark King, Abigail's father, in the first place? Was it for power? So originally when I did write down the character ideas, Marcus wasn't exactly meant to join the dark side. Sounds weird when I say that, the dark side. So he was meant to be good all the way through, by Abigail's side, obviously helping her and guiding her. But as I said, when I started writing the castle scenes with Princess Anna, it kind of inspired me to have him as this traitor best friend. And it stuck, and I believe that it actually turned out pretty well. A lot of you guys were really angry when it got to the final chapter of book 1 and he kind of stabbed Abigail with a poison sword. You guys were really, really frustrated and swearing and saying all this stuff about Anna, that it's Anna's fault. And I did, because I remember I asked you guys to leave a comment stating what you think is going to happen in the second book, and a lot of you were saying Marcus is going to become fine, he's going to realise that he's under Anna's spell, and then he's going to go back to Abigail, and then you guys read a little bit further into book 2 and you realise that he dies. So I feel so bad for that scene. when I was making it, I was listening, actually no, I saw a photo which is actually in that chapter of this girl and this guy kneeling down, and there's a sword protruding through the male's chest. That inspired me to write that scene. I felt so bad when I had to kill him off, and it wasn't something that I originally wanted to do, but I didn't see Marcus making it through the full way through book 2. For me, I thought, okay, it could go 2 ways. He could escape and he could go back to Princess Anna and help her out, or he could become good, repent for what he did, and then obviously Abigail trusts him. But to me that kind of sounded too cliche and too original, so I wanted it to have this big final ending where Abigail officially kills him, and I believe it turned out well. I mean, you guys commented and I got some private messages saying well done on that chapter, so I think it went well. What do you guys think? Let me know down below into the comments, and yeah, let me know what you thought of if I should have kept Marcus going through, or if it was a good idea to kill him off, because I do love hearing from you guys. So to answer your question, no, Marcus wasn't always meant to be on the King Tobin side. And it wasn't exactly for power. He was doing it out of love for Anna. He was so madly in love with Anna that he thought he was doing the right thing. And later down the track, I was actually thinking about doing just a small little kind of insight on Marcus, kind of like a side book for Marcus, obviously for how he was found as a dragon rider and all the way through until his dying breath. And I thought of actually doing one for William as well. Not sure if I'm going to do that. I want to hear from you guys and what you think. So please let me know if that is something that you would read of someone else's perspective, to see how the story went in kind of their view. So it would be really, really good to hear from you guys. So thank you very much, Jaden Eve 12, for your comment. Thank you. The next one is from Twilight the Wolf. You write, hi, I was wondering if you had the story planned out from the beginning, or if you just wrote the chapters on the spot, not knowing what would happen next until you thought of it. And I was also wondering if you based any of the characters on yourself or friends, family, etc. But I also wanted to take this chance knowing that you would read this comment to tell you a few things. I love your book. It is absolutely brilliant. I can't excuse me, I can't wait for the next chapters to come out. And a little advice, remember, no one is perfect, even characters. I 110% agree with that. No one is perfect, not even characters in a book. Everyone has their own little flaws. And obviously dark secrets, like Abigail's mother, for instance, you know, she kept this massive secret away from her on regards to her father. And Marcus wasn't perfect either. No one in this story, and I think that's why I do really like this story a lot, because I've set the characters up so they have flaws. They're not perfect. In a lot of books you see, it's some books that you read, they're really predictable and you can see it happening. Yeah, I didn't want to do that for my book. I wanted it to kind of be suspenseful. Each chapter there's a different thing happening, kind of leaving you on the edge of your seat to read the next chapter. So, and that's how I've done it, and that's how I'll always do my books. So if you guys don't like that, I apologize. So I'll answer your question. I got sidetracked there. Was the story planned out from the beginning, or was it something you wrote on the spot? That is 100% correct. Book 1, I obviously knew how I wanted the beginning, middle and end to go, and there were some little bits and pieces in that book that I knew what I wanted to happen. But pretty much everything else in between was made up on the spot. Book 2 is completely made up on the spot for when I write it. I had no idea what's happening, so for me, that's exciting, and also very stressful at the same time, because I'm not sure if the chapters are doing really well. So that's why you'll find on most of my updates, I'll write comment, 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 because I do want to know if, yes, that is good. Otherwise, I do actually delete it and rewrite it. There were a few things in book 1 that I did actually take down and rewrite because I thought it was just terrible and it didn't sound good. So obviously, if you guys do enjoy the chapters, not only vote, but please comment down below what you thought. I do love reading all your comments, and I do try and reply back to every single one. So I do apologise if I do miss a few people here and there. But yes, to answer that question, it is 100% completely made up on the spot for book 2. So yeah, your second one was, and I was wondering if you base any characters on yourself, family, or friends. Yes, so Abigail I based off myself because at that time I was going through a really kind of rough stage, so I put myself into her shoes and how I would go about certain situations. So Abigail, when you're reading it, is me. It's who I based Abigail off, because when I write, it's going to sound so weird, when I write in certain situations, before I actually write it down, I'll do the expression. So I'll be like, huh? Like, make a weird facial expression and then kind of write it in. Or I'll read through what I have and then I'll say out the line that I want and kind of act it out and then put it in. So it sounds really weird when I say it, and it probably makes me look like a total idiot, but it's how I write. And there are a few people that I know that actually do that. So I'm not the only weird person out there, which is good. And I did put a few of my friends in my book. You guys would have read it already in book 1. One of my friends, Jamie, he wanted to be put into the book, and I said that I'd put him in. So he is the General Brendan Maines. He is in the epic last chapter. Actually, no, it was the second last chapter when when the princess is at the tree line and he runs up to her, asks if she's okay, and then she grabs his dagger and slits his throat. That was his wanting. He wanted to die a heroic death. I just aided him in it. So, Brendan, I know you're going to watch this. I really do hope you enjoyed your death scene. You wanted it heroic, so I do hope that that was heroic enough for you. If not, you're in the book. So, the second person that I put in is one of my close friends, Jamie. You guys would have met him in chapter 12. He is the one that kind of stands up to Abigail. He's the one as well at the fire that kind of chucks his drink on him. It was actually funny how that scene came along. Me and my friend Jamie, we were messaging each other, and he sent me a little gif of this barbarian kind of throwing his drink on him. And I said, and I can 100% picture you doing this, and I actually put it in the book. So to me, that scene is probably one of my favourite scenes. When he was kind of talking back to Abigail. So that is a favourite scene at the moment. So yeah, to answer that question, yes, so Abigail is based off me. My 2 friends are in there. I don't have any family in there at the moment. I personally don't think my family would suit being in this story. But if you guys want to be in there, let me know. I mean, I'm more than willing to kind of put you guys in. Yeah, like, let me know, honestly, if you want to be in there. I can figure something out. Like, I'm sure I can make you a villager or something. So yeah, just comment below and I'll see what I can do for you guys. So I'm more than happy to do that. So thank you very much, Twilight, for your comment. The next one is pop_tart. Is Aurora more of a big and bulky dragon or a sleek and slender one? Aurora is more of a big and bulky one. In a few chapters I do describe her, so she is a lot bigger than the other dragons. She's more defined. The whole idea for Aurora was to be this dragon where everybody thought was obviously a male, and then it turned out to be a female dragon. So the first one in history since the Dragon Riders, or the founder dragons. So Aurora is a lot bigger. She's yeah, I'd say she's more defined. In terms of height, she's bigger. Her face, I picture being a lot more kind of feminine. I don't know if that's going to make sense, but more feminine, soft features, where the male dragons are more hard, kind of angry features. So she's more of a tall, big dragon with soft features. It's how I've pictured her. So her colours as well, I don't know if you guys can see it on here, is that. So it's like blue with a hint of purple. So let me know if you like these as well. I want to try and give these out to a few people. So, but yeah, that's the answer to that one. And you did have another question as well. When will your book get published, and will you sign some of the books when they first come out? I would absolutely love to sign some of the books, but unfortunately the company that I'm signed with, because they're putting it through Amazon, it's you order it, they print it, they send it out. It's not something where they print a massive stack and I can go hand sign it. I mean, I would absolutely love to do that. I will let my fingers fall off just to be able to sign these books for you guys, but unfortunately because of that I can't. I'm hoping, if the book does well, I'm hoping to do a little fan sign event, but because I'm in Australia, the people overseas, I can't exactly get to, unless obviously it does really, really well. I can speak to my agent and see if I can fly over to America. I know there's some people in, where else is there? Canada, India, England, Africa. There's a lot of you guys reading my book and I do appreciate it. So yeah, if the book does well, I can see what I can do. I mean, I would love to fly out and sign these books, but that's probably never going to happen, but it's a good dream to have. So, but I think for now, if obviously the book does well in Australia, I'll see if I can do a fan sign event in Melbourne, where I'm from. Probably Sydney as well, if I can get there. So, but yeah, again, depends on how the book goes. The book at the moment doesn't have a set publishing date. It's still being edited at the moment, so I don't even know. I haven't even gotten really word when it's going to be published. It's something that I just have to kind of wait for, like you guys. So now I do have a few private messages that I do want to read out. One of them I will say the name of, the second one I'm not going to. So this one is from Jordan24689. Now, a little backstory between this message. Jordan and I have been talking for a little bit. So there are a few things, like if in here it says Rory. Rory is Aurora. It's just a little nickname that Jordan's made up. So the question is, I want to know how Luca knows about the Great Book and Cave. OMFG, I knew it. Rory was kidnapped, well, dragon napped. All that poison in her body, poor baby. What, Alex is alive and kicking and doesn't hate Abigail? Sweet. You outdid yourself this chapter. Wonder what you have for me next. Thank you very much, Jordan. I do appreciate your messages. So Luca, without giving too much away, Luca, as I said, has a very dark past, which does obviously come out later on in the book. So I don't want to give too much away and how he knows about the book and the cave, because there is a reason as to why, and you will find out, and then everything will kind of make sense. So yeah, Aurora was dragon napped. And it was poison in her body. There were a few comments in chapter 12 where you thought it was dragon blood. The silver on the floor was not dragon blood. It was actually poison. So the floor itself is covered in poison. The chains were covered in poison. And the sword that Tobin cut her with was covered in poison as well. So a lot of you guys, I do want to clear something up as well. The reason why Abigail isn't healing isn't because the poison is still in her body. There is, in book 1, I explain how the riders and the dragons are connected. So the poison that is being injected into Aurora is stopping Abigail from healing. So there is a reason as to why they have to go to the sacred cave of Noel, and everything will obviously be explained a little bit further into the book. But yeah, so that was the poison on the floor that you guys did see in chapter 12. Now there was obviously another comment, a message. I'm not going to read out this person's name, but before I do read that one, somebody a little while ago asked if I accepted fan art. I do accept fan art. Please, if you guys want to do drawings, or if you want to send me anything, just let me know, and I'll see what I can do. But if you guys have photos, feel free to send them to me. I do have a email address for my author stuff, so I'll leave that in the description. But please, if you guys want to send me anything, please feel free. I will include it into the chapters. I'm not going to look at it and go, throw it away. Everyone is talented. I can't draw. The best I can do is probably a stick figure and draw like a little fluffy cloud. That's it. So if you can do more than that, you're more talented than me. So thank you if you guys do want to send me any little fan art, whether it be a drawing of a dragon or anything like that. Feel free. Definitely. I will put them into the chapters and I will credit you. Alright, so another one which I'm not going to read out. Where is it? Oh, don't tell me I've lost it. I really don't want to lose it. So this one, as I said, is a bit of a private one, so I'm not going to fully read it out. So I'm just going to quickly skim through it and explain it. Okay, so this person, they're going through a rough time, so they've turned to writing. They wanted to know how, and I kind of don't feel comfortable explaining this, and I do feel like I should kind of private message back, but I'm not going to go into detail, but I am just going to say this. For those that are going through obviously tough times, and you need someone to talk to, I have had a few people that have private messaged me. You can private message me, that's fine. I will reply, so don't feel like I'm not going to reply. I will, for sure. I am there for people. I've been in probably similar situations as well with severe bullying and where it leads to. So if you guys do want to message me, feel free. But other than that, I'm going to private message that person back. So if you are reading this, I will message you back, or watching this, I will message you back. But yeah, that's all for the little Q&A. If you are enjoying watching these, well, this first one, please let me know, and I will see if I can kind of do a live stream on my Facebook page. So please, if you want any more information on the release of the first book, please head over to my Facebook page. If you guys have any private messages or want to send me anything, directions and that are in the little comment section. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I do hope you found some of this kind of insightful. Any other questions, yeah, just let me know. So bye guys.